Hey everyone, my name is David Cordero and welcome to my Science Explore demo. I will be going over the 4th grade performance standard for ESS 3-2, which is generate and compare multiple solutions to reduce the impacts of natural earth processes on humans. And just to go over the clarification statement that I'm going to be basing my lesson on, it reads, examples of solutions could include designing an earthquake-resistant building and improving monitoring of volcanic activity. And I went ahead and underlined earthquake-resistant building because that's the main topic of this lesson. All right, so first looking at our engage happening before our explore stage, students will be watching 2 short video clips of earthquakes and the effects they had on buildings. These 2 videos come from Turkey, the recent earthquake, where luckily no one was hurt in these specific videos, but these buildings were heavily affected by these earthquakes and ended up collapsing as a result of them. Of course, they are appropriate for a 4th grade class, as they just show a building fall and no one is really hurt, which was nice. And then after watching the videos, they will be discussing with an elbow partner the following 3 questions. So first, what they know about earthquakes. Second, why they think some buildings might withstand earthquakes better than others. And 3, what they think engineers need to consider when designing buildings. And these 3, at least every student will have something to talk about, as they're scaffolded between not knowing anything to knowing a little bit, and then just what else they can actually think and wonder about what can be done for earthquake-resistant buildings. So now moving on to kind of like a middle point between the engage and explore. So after seeing the negative impact earthquakes have on buildings, now they'll start to kind of see that there needs to be a solution to the problem of natural disasters. And then we'll introduce the driving question, which will be, how can we make buildings more earthquake resistant? And now finally we are at the explore stage, and this is kind of our big activity that we'll be basing off. So in the explore stage, students will be challenged with building the tallest freestanding structure they can in 10 minutes with their table groups, and they're rebuilding these towers out of marshmallows and toothpicks, kind of like the pictures you see on the right, and they'll be generating different designs. Next, they'll be gently shaking structures, either by shaking the desks or just using cardboard bases to kind of gently shake them back and forth to test if the designs are working, what's staying up and what's falling over. And lastly, they will be taking notes on each of their strategies to compare them and find the best solution. And what that note-taking will look like, looking at this exploration documentation, whenever they're building a new design, they're going to use graph paper to kind of sketch the design. They're going to write yes or no to show if it worked or not, and then also just jot down any ideas of things that went wrong or things that need to be improved on, just to kind of help them progress and think of better designs. And then I have an example to the right. Right here we say no needs more wall support. In the middle, yes, this one did not wobble or bend. And then the last design, no, tower leaned and bent. Those are just good examples of the kinds of notes that they'll be taking. And just to finish it out, just to see what the rest of the lesson will look like. So in our explain stage, we would have students kind of learning about real earthquake-resistant buildings through a YouTube video, just different designs. They'll learn academic vocabulary and just other ideas that will help them build their towers better at the very end of the lesson. And then we move on to the elaborate stage. Students will return to their towers with their new information that they just learned. They'll be inspired with new ideas for earthquake-resistant buildings, and then they'll finalize their designs. And lastly, for the evaluate stage, students will present their towers to the class and reflect on the driving question, which, if we remember, was, how can we make buildings more earthquake resistant? And that just about does it. Thank you all for watching my presentation. I look forward to watching all of yours. Have a good one.